Hi there, I'm Karen Marie, and this is Psyched Up for Sunday, September 26, 2021. So, I'm going to talk a little bit about the transits this week. I'm not going to show you. I've been getting some messages from some of you going, I have no idea what you're talking about when you start talking about transits and astrology, but I really love the readings part. So, I'm just going to talk to you about it. I'm a visual person, so I like to see the visual. So I want to hear back from you. Like, do you like it when I show you the charts and I'm talking about the transits? Or do you prefer if I just tell you about it? Give me some feedback. Let me know. Also, I have started a couple weeks ago every day videotaping 1 minute little videos that I'm putting both on my Instagram page and my Facebook pages. So I'm Karen Marie Psychic on Instagram. I have a personal page, Karen Marie on Facebook, and then Psyched Up is my professional page. So you can check out all those pages if you want to catch my daily videos. I talk a little bit about whatever I get that I need to talk about that day, whether it's a transit for the day or a tarot card I want to pull or two or three. So check those out, right? Check out my website, psychedupmovement.com. I also had someone ask me this week, so what's the benefit of getting a psychic reading? And so I thought I'd talk a little bit about what I feel like my work is about, go into the transits, and then go into readings for all 12 signs. And I'll put the timestamps below so you can just check out for your sun, your moon, your rising, or if you have any stelliums, which is three or more planets in a sign. So to start off, just talking about my work, why would you get a psychic reading? So, and I have, I'll tell people, I'll meet them out and about, and tell them I'm a psychic, and sometimes I'll get people just blanch white. Oh my God, because they think I'm reading their minds or I'm tuning in. It's like I don't tune into people unless they ask me. I'm definitely sometimes something just jumps off at me about somebody. I'll get a hit. But for the most part, I don't try to tune into people. I'm certainly not telepathic. Thank the heavens, because I wouldn't want to be able to tap into what other people are thinking. Not right now, that's for sure. But I can tell the vibe of thoughts, right? I can get the feel, the general sense of where someone's head's out by a vibe. I'm an empath, so I feel what people are feeling primarily. And then I'm a channel, so information will just come through me from my guides, from higher realms, higher sources. It's moving through me, it's not coming from me. And then I'm a medium, so I'll get people's loved ones that will, excuse me, will you tell her, blah, blah, blah. So those tap in intermittently. I also will pick up past life information. It'll just flash up. I'll get a sense of what you may have been in a past life. Um, so these are just various, I do a combo deal. So when I'm doing private readings, I usually start with your astrology. If you know your birth place and time, we can look at your astrology. And I like to look at the current transits to see how they may be influencing you. Readings are way more about what's going on right now in your life, getting clarity about right now. So when I'm doing an overall reading, I use the tarot cards, and I'll be looking at what's the overall big picture, where's your head at, what's been going on recently, what looks like the indications for the near future, what's going on in your environment, what are indications, what are things going on underneath the scene, diving deeper into lots of different areas of your life. But it's really about holding a big mirror up to help you get clarity on the right now. The future is not set in concrete. The future is based on what causes we're setting today. So we can look at what's going down today and get an indication, a trajectory of where your life looks like it's going, right? So that's just sort of the Cliff Notes version of what I do in a reading. Now, I said I start with the astrology and looking at the transits, what I see in your birth chart, what I see in a general reading using the tarot cards. And then we move into specific questions. We can look at relationships in general, what it looks like it's going on in relationships in your life. We can look at specific relationships. We can look at your relationship with Fred. What does it look like? What's going on in all these different realms in this particular relationship? what is Fred's perspective on the relationship? That's where my clients really love me, to be able to give them the perspective from the other person, right? Where are they coming from? What's going on? What are blocks? What are pros and cons going on? And we can look, if you can ask a question, we can do a reading around it. I also do past life regressions, which means I guide you back and coach you through telling me what you see in past lives. And in a particular regression, which usually lasts from an hour and a half to 2.5 hours, you can go to 2 to 3 lifetimes. I've had people go as many as 8 different lifetimes in one session, right? And so you can do multiple sessions and explore that. I believe once you start being able to tap into your past lives, it opens up something for you psychically. That's another thing. I believe that everyone has psychic abilities. Some of us, it's super strong. The volume's up really loud and clear. It's easy to discern. Other people's volume is turned down or maybe off. And psychic abilities show up in different ways for everybody. Some people are telepathic. They can see and sense what other people are thinking. There's a lot of people that are empathic like me. They can feel other people's feelings. There's people that can pick up on the energy of a place. That's another thing I do. I do house clearings, office clearings, where I'll go in and read the space and help clear the energy out, particularly if people have bought a new home and they want the energy read and cleared, or if they've been encountering ghosts or strange phenomena in their house. I can go in and help them discern what's going on and send a ghost on their way if that's what's going on. One of my favorite things to do is do psychic development instruction, and I can do that in a one-time module where we do like 2.5 3 hour session where we really dive into working on developing your abilities. And I can do that on a regular basis through regular coaching. So that's just kind of a blurb of what I do. It's really way more normal than you might think it is. Since I believe that is intuitive, a reading will usually confirm for you what your intuition has been telling you. And for most people, the mind is the biggest obstacle to you being able to tune into your intuitive voice. That intuitive voice, in my estimation, is the voice of your higher self, whether you call that your Buddha nature, your Christ self, your divine self, higher self, the part of you that's connected to the soul that carries on and goes into other lifetimes in the future, not the part of the body and the ego that is put down once we're done here on this planet. And people are often afraid of getting readings with me because they are afraid of seeing that they may die, right? So I have never, ever, ever gotten someone's death in a reading, not once, not ever. I don't get births either, like when someone's going to be born. I very often can pick up if you've got souls hanging around you that want to come through you that you may not have conceived yet. That happens a lot. That may just be because I'm a mother of 6. I've done it so many times. I have an extra special ability to discern those little souls that are hanging around. So anyway, that's a little blurb about my work. Again, I'll put the link to my website below here if you want to look more, and my email if you want to schedule a session with me, all that kind of stuff. So that's enough blurb about my work and what I'm doing. So to go to my notes about this week. All right, tomorrow, Monday, September 27th, Mercury goes retrograde. Mercury will be retrograde until October 18th. Now, what does it mean when a planet does it really stop and go backwards? Well, not literally. It's the analogy I like to use is if you're driving in a car on a highway, right? You pass a slow moving vehicle. When you pass them, if you look in your rearview mirror, it looks like they're going backwards, right? Compared to you. That's kind of the analogy I can use for retrograde planets, but we feel them in a visceral way. Right now, in addition to Mercury about to go retrograde, we also have Saturn that's retrograde, Jupiter's retrograde, Uranus is retrograde, Neptune's retrograde, Pluto's retrograde, and Chiron is retrograde. So when planets are retrograde, we're not really moving into new storylines. It's like we're reviewing, it's like taking tests, going back over information, especially when the outer planets are retrograde. When the inner planets, like Mercury, go retrograde, we feel it more personally. So right now, as of today, the Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, and Mars, these are the inner planets, are all direct up until tomorrow when Mercury goes retrograde. So it's kind of like forward motion on a personal level. Now, Mercury represents it's it's representing our thinking, our brain, how we communicate in all forms, one-on-one with people, through texting, through emails, through snail mail, social media. Mercury rules social media. It also rules transportation and technology. So when Mercury goes retrograde, classic things happen. Miscommunication happens in all those different forms, right? I sent you a text, you didn't get it. No, I sent you that email. What, it was in the mail, you didn't get it. Is that what you thought I said? Like, a lot of that goes down. Mercury retrograde is often classically difficult on phones. Phones can go belly up. You can lose your phone. You can smash your phone. You can just have glitches on your phone. Computers are super glitchy during Mercury retrograde. Cars, transportation, you can have car accidents, stuff go down with your vehicles, any kind of vehicle that you get in. Trips can be delayed. This is all, it's just give yourself extra time. Heads up. Make sure you think things through before you bring up a conversation. Make sure you check your words before you send a text or an email, right? So these are just, it doesn't have to bring up horrific indications in your life, but it can. I really feel like this Mercury retrograde is going to be an extra gnarly one. And why do I say that? Because Mercury right now is in Libra, the planet of relationships. Libra is the scales. It goes back and forth, right? We weigh things out when things are in Libra. We get things up in our head and we bat it back and forth and back and forth. And Mercury retrograde is typically very difficult on people who have strong Mercury in their chart. Geminis and Virgos in particular. It can be difficult for everybody because you're going to have somebody in your life that has these, we all have all 12 signs in our chart somewhere. Even if we don't have a planet in it, we'll have Mercury ruling, the signs of Virgo and Gemini are going to be in everybody's chart somewhere, even if you don't have planets in it. It'll rule a particular house. So these are all astrological stuff that probably some of you are crossing your eyes about, but it's always just good to know. Like, I can see it, the marking of Mercury. Yep, that's Mercury's retrograde. Mercury's retrograde. Like, I see it all the time. And it's just and if you know it, it's kind of like knowing the weather. Like, if you know that there's an 80% chance of thunderstorms, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to strike lightning at your house or that it's even going to rain. There's 20% chance it won't, right? But it's not a good day to plan a picnic, right? So it's just important to know that we're dealing with this. Also, next week on September 6th, Pluto goes direct. And on the 10th, Saturn goes direct. So these are slow moving outer planets. So whenever they're stationing to go forward or backwards, in this case, they're going to move forward. It's like turning the Titanic around. We start feeling them ahead of time. Pluto is a big deal, and both Pluto and Saturn have major aspects with personal planets this week. So this is where I feel like it could be extra gnarly, and we may feel an extra potent intensity of what these planets represent. Pluto is death and transformation. It's power and control issues in your life. Saturn is the stop sign. It's how we set up boundaries. It's how we say no. It's, it can also be government energy and, parents and authority figures. So, these are major players in our lives. And so with them, we'll feel some sort of movement forward next week, but it can feel wiggy and gnarly this week, especially with Mercury going retrograde. And then these aspects I'm about to talk about. So the moon is also in Gemini now. It'll be in Gemini tomorrow. So extra emphasis on this Mercury energetic. We also have the North Node at 3 degrees of Gemini. So there's a lot of emphasis already on Mercury. We've got Mercury in the sign of Libra. Now it's at 25 degrees, which makes to a 7, which is really about a spiritual and psychic shift. So there can be huge reveals during this retrograde around your spiritual life, your psychic abilities, right? It's going backwards. It can go back over things you've already been chewing on. back reviewing things in your mind and your thinking. Go back and having conversations you've had with people before. Can we talk about that again? You know, bringing that kind of stuff up. Again, it'll go back to 10 degrees of Libra. So if you have any planets from 10 to 25 degrees in Libra, you are going to be feeling this extra strong. In addition to Mercury in Libra, the sun is in Libra, shining the light on relationships. So the emphasis, relationships. And then Mars is also in Libra. Right now, as I'm recording this, the sun's at 4 degrees and Mars is at 7. So they're 3 degrees apart. They're going to be like, the Mars is ahead of the sun right now. Next week, they actually catch up with each other, but they're conjunct. Anything within a 10-degree orb is considered conjunct. The closer they are to each other, the more potently we feel it. So the sun is going to be moving this way. Mercury's going to be moving this way. They're going to cross each other. And at the point where Mercury hits 10 degrees and starts to turn around again, the sun's at 25 degrees where Mercury is now. It'll keep going, of course. The sun doesn't go backwards. But so there's a extra emphasis on this area of your chart. Wherever Libra is in your chart, you can expect that area of your life to be highlighted. And if you don't know, contact me for a reading. We can check it out. You can also go to astro.com, plug in your own things. You can register for free for that site. There's all kinds of cool free things that you can find on astro.com to look at your chart, horoscopes, and such. All right, so we will have the moon in Gemini, Mercury going retrograde, really having like, what? Going down, starting on Monday. Then we have the moon moving into Cancer, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Moon in Cancer. Cancer is the ruler of the moon. It makes everybody extra more sensitive. So you can have sensitive conversations, right? Sensitive thing. You think back on things in your mind because Mercury's going retrograde. You're going back over things in your mind and your emotions get stirred up and you're feeling like, so extra moody. We can all be extra moody when the moon's in Cancer. So just FYI, it's one of the reasons I think it can be a wiggy week. Then on Wednesday, we have some powerful lineups. Okay, so we have Venus trining Neptune. Trines are positives. They're like kisses, and it's like, ooh, we can work together. So Venus is a planet of relationships. It's how we receive energy. It's what we love, who we love. It can be our money, our finances, beauty, and the arts. Trining Neptune. Neptune on a positive is spiritual connection. Neptune's in Pisces, spiritual connections, psychic downloads, reveals on a spiritual level. On the downside, it can be illusion, delusion, fuzzy thinking, whatever. But the trine brings out the positive, right? So Venus, what we love, it can be like bringing together an ideal kind of love. You may find the best in your relationships. You may have someone new come in where you're like, oh, since Mercury is retrograde, it could be a past life person that comes in, like, ooh, or you may have like the beautiful idea of how to create some art or music with this beautiful, because Neptune in Pisces can be all about that kind of stuff too. So there's a beautiful kiss with Venus trining Neptune on Wednesday. It could also be like finishing up projects and closing things coming together. We also have on Wednesday, the 29th, the sun trining Saturn. Here's another positive, the sun illuminating things in Libra, trining Saturn, how we structure things. So you could be like getting really clear about, I'm going to do this exercise plan. I'm going to meditate every day. I'm going to eat these kind of foods. It can be really coming together. I love my body, Venus, and downloads of spirit. Like, oh, you can get super downloads of clarity about how to form new patterns in your life, right? I was talking earlier about Mars is ahead of the sun moving through Libra. So Mars in Libra, Mars is how we take action, how we put energy into things. It's our ego. And so with Mars in Libra, we could be like, oh, do I go this way or do I go that way? And again, Mercury retrograde, not sure which way to go. The sun close to it, illuminating it, it's kind of chasing it. The sun can be our heart. It's where we shine the light on things. So the movement is happening before the heart. So you can find yourself doing impulsive things with Mars ahead of the sun. That also Mars is the god of war, and with the sun close to it, and Libra's the scales, it can be legal disputes, and Mercury retrograde can be conflict. And like, I feel like it ups the ante during this Mercury retrograde for arguments. I mean, already you can easily have arguments during Mercury retrograde, and then with this energy of the sun and Mars together in the skies, I mean, I just feel like it can be explosive, because then we also have the background, and I've been talking about this all year, Eris, which is like the great defender of human rights, squaring off with Pluto, death and transformation. It's a signature for protest, like fights and arguments. That's going on as a backdrop already in the skies. And we have Pluto squaring Eris. Later this week, Mercury is going to be squaring Pluto, which is T-squaring with Eris. And so I can feel like there could be big explosive brouhahas, both in personal realm and like on a global stage within the United States. Like protest and fights and arguments just feel like it could easily happen. And again, with Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, when the moon's in Cancer, everybody's more emotionally volatile. Emotions are heightened anyway. And then this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we have the moon going through not Libra, Leo, which is fiery and passionate and like, yes, it can be social. I want to get out there with other people. Let's go march. Let's go to war. Let's go. And so I'm kind of worried about like how this is all going to show up. And then we've got Uranus squaring Saturn, loosely squaring it, but Uranus and Taurus, which is literally shaking up the earth, volcanoes, earthquakes, major weather-related, earth-related activities have been happening all year long. So there's just a volatile energy. I've got a gnat flying around in my face here. Okay, so Thursday, I'm going to kill you. You keep messing with me. See, I'm already feeling this testy energy. Kill that gnat. All right, so on Thursday, we have Venus squaring Jupiter. Squares are difficult energies. It's when planets go, oh, you go, no, I'm going to go. No, there's a struggle of some sort, right? A challenge. So Venus, again, it goes from being trine with Neptune and sort of this blissful, oh, this is the best relationship ever. And then the next day you're like, wait, hold up. This isn't working for me. I don't want that. That doesn't work. Jupiter expands things. It's also our belief systems. And so we could have like, and Venus can be, what we love. We could Jupiter expands things. So it could be diving into things too deeply. You can get excessive about something. What the food, you could like feel like you're excessively shoving your face with food, or excessively pursuing relationships, or excessively doing anything like to excess, whatever Venus represents, love and even money. You could be overspending on Thursday. So just watch that. Again, I said on Friday, we've got Mercury squaring Pluto, Pluto squaring Eris. So it can really be an intense time. We have Mars opposite Chiron on that day. The moon's in Leo. The sun is trining Black Moon Lilith. Black Moon Lilith is our fears. And so the sun shining that, it can be an opportunity to have a fear highlighted. When things are highlighted, it's an opportunity to let it go too. So sometimes we need to see it in our face in order to go, oh, that's that. And then we can let it go and move on. So the stuff being brought up, even relationship trauma, debris, all that kind of stuff can be brought to the surface this week. Venus is sextiling Pluto on Saturday. This is a positive energy of this combination of death and transformation with Venus. Again, there could be like, you could meet someone early in the week, oh, this is my ideal partner, and the next day, wait, what? No, I don't think, and then be back to, oh no, this will transform my life, this will be perfect. Like this can be a roller coaster ride this week in any particular relationship, or just like having people come in and out that represent these different aspects in your life. So I've already talked about that we're moving into Pluto going direct, Saturn going direct. That'll be next week, not this coming week. And then Mercury will be retrograde until October 18th, the same day that Jupiter goes direct. So by the 18th of October, there's a lot of systems go, and it's going to be a lot of forward motion. And then we're moving until we will have an eclipse in November and another one in December. I'll talk about those as we get closer to them, but we start feeling the eclipse energy ahead of time too. So there's just some really powerful, potent energy on the planet. So I always recommend that you try to ground and meditate every day. Chant, pray, whatever quiets your mind and allows you to tune into your inner voice, that connection with the divine that you have within yourself. For some people, going for a run, going for a swim, walking out in nature, staring into a candle, staring to a fire, that can do it for you, right? Meditation practices are so important to quiet the mind, calm the emotional body, get into a place where you can access and listen to your inner voice, which I believe is the GPS system for your life. As your intuition is guiding you and you follow it, you'll get a confirmation. The universe will confirm, oh yes, like when you listen to your intuition and you follow it, there's a flow that happens. When you don't know which way to go, or you're disregarding your intuition, you override it with a logical rational mind, which is usually the case for a lot of people. You could end up with the the brick walls and the red lights and the choppy bumpy waters and the road with potholes in it. If you listen to your intuition about when to go, when not to go, it can be a flow, even when you have gnarly astrology like Mercury retrograde can often be. So, but again, take extra time in all your communications. Don't be surprised if your travel plans get delayed, if your cars have some glitchy things, if your computers do, if your phones do. All going to be normal. It will all pass. The good thing about Mercury retrograde is it's not a very long transit, unlike Pluto that's been retrograde for 6 months. So as Pluto again next week starts to turn around, power and control struggles, again, you can start feeling that already in the skies. And Saturn, how we structure things, how we form things, how we set boundaries, how we say no, 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 thank you. So Sun, Mars, Mercury in Libra, a lot of balance things out when it comes to your heart, your head, and how you take action in the world. Venus is in the deep dark waters of Scorpio. This is where we dive deeper in relationships. So some of these conversations can take you really, really deep and talk about things that you've never talked about with someone before, or even in your relationship with your wife or husband you've been married to for decades. You may find that you are talking about some deep level things this week. The South nodes at 3 degrees of Sag. This is where we're releasing things, releasing old belief systems, letting things go. Pluto right now is at 24 degrees of Capricorn. Saturn is at 6 degrees, or will be moving to 6 degrees. It's 7, it's going to move to 6. And that's the other thing on Tuesday I didn't talk about. Both Saturn changes a degree. I think Black Moon Lilith changes a degree. There's like shifting of numbers. It's Jupiter that changes a degree. Jupiter goes from 23 degrees where it is now to 22 degrees. Jupiter's going to stay at 22 degrees for like 40 days. 22 is like, I feel some more. It makes to a 4, which is a breakdown, breakthrough, and Jupiter expands things. So this Jupiter square Venus energy can feel very volatile. There can definitely be some relationship breakups this week, no doubt about it. I'm just giving you a heads up. Like the Mercury square Pluto energy on Friday could be endings like, enough of this. I am done with you controlling me. I'm done with power struggles. I'm done with you having control in my life, whatever that is. So there can be definitely power struggles showing up on Friday. So just breathe deeply, listen to your intuition about where to go and how to have your conversations. Again, before you hit send, make sure you're saying what you want to say. Don't be surprised if someone doesn't get it. You have to tell them again. That's classic Mercury retrograde thing. So I'm going to take a swig of water here. and then move into doing readings for all 12 signs, starting with the Aries. All right, so we'll just look at what, if you have your sun, moon, or rising, or stellium in Aries, what this week looks like for you. What do you need to know this week? We'll ask that question for the Aries. The awareness card. So this is having reveals, having some ahas, being able to see clearly. So you're coming out of the shadows and you're being able to see what you couldn't see before. This could be reveals in your sleep, in your dreams. You could just feel like someone or something is talking to you. Messages are coming through. This feels super powerful. Clarity. I feel like you're getting clarity in an area where you haven't been able to have clarity. Like, I'm not sure what, when, what. And then this week you're like, oh, okay, I get it. I see. Big, huge reveal. Aha. I'm getting to draw another card. Let's see. The We Are the World card. So this card represents the ultimate in potentiality. This is one of the best cards in the deck to like say, yes, you can have whatever you want. You are the only one that's going to limit yourself. This also can indicate foreign travel or messages or connections with people around the globe. You may be planning a trip somewhere around the earth. You may hear from someone somewhere else on the planet. You may meet someone that is from another country, a foreigner of some kind. You may connect or get together with someone you already know that is from another place on the globe. But this represents the ultimate in potentiality. So these two together, it looks like a super powerful week. Reveals, and the sky's the limit, basically, here in this card for you, Aries. So go for it this week. All righty. Go for Taurus next. Sun, moon, rising stelliums in Taurus. Breakthrough, Tauruses. Something exciting and phenomenal is happening to you. You may be clearing out of some place where you felt stuck. You may have felt stuck or blocked, and there's a breakthrough this week. The light within is super, my eyes really drawn to that. So there may be some huge spiritual awakenings and spiritual ahas, just feeling in your power, in your groove. I got this. Celebration time. Finally, there's movement. Yeah, I just feel like you're feeling your power in a positive way. You're feeling good about yourself in a positive way. Let me draw another card for you. The turning in card. This is about tuning into your own intuition, this wealth of the deep dark waters within, the being able to sense and feel and tap into the world around you too. You may get signals from the spirit realm, from loved ones that have crossed over. You may just get some strong intuitive downloads together. Listening to your intuition may be the impetus for this breakthrough. Like, I listen to myself, wow, I did it. Like, there's a huge sense of accomplishment this week, Taurus, as you're getting something done. You're moving beyond an impasse of some sort, and with your intuition, it feels right. Like, God, this feels like the right way to go, and bam, there's a breakthrough. All righty, Geminis. Sun, moon, rising, stelliums, and Gemini. If you have a stellium in Gemini, Gemini's the twins, right? So if you have 2 planets in Gemini, that's 4 people up there. You got 3 planets in Gemini, there's 6 people up there. I've definitely seen clients that have 4 or 5 planets in Gemini. We got a whole committee up there, super creative people if you got that much Gemini, but it's also difficult to navigate relationships. And again, be careful because Mercury rules, you guys, and it can wreak some havoc over the next 3 weeks. It doesn't have to. Just be on the lookout. Oh, the success card is coming for you guys. This is a good week for the Geminis. breaking through, having success at something, getting some accolades, some notoriety. It feels in a positive way. This tiger is also on the globe, so you can also be making some plans to travel around the world or travel somewhere else on the planet outside of the country. You may hear from someone from some other place on the planet. The tiger here is, not usually the beast of burden to be riding something. So it's like there's a taming of the tiger energy going on, like something that may have been out of control in your life. You're like getting control over it. This may be like personal habits. You may finally like be able to put the alcohol or the sugar down, or finally get in motion and do regular meditation, or there's just something to celebrate. I've been pulling 2 cards today. See what your second card is. The awareness card. This is an aha. This is a realization. If you your mind, that very active Gemini mind, you might have a wonderful reveal. I feel like you will have reveals this week. Could happen in your dream state. Your guys may have to work with you when you're not alive and alert, because most Geminis I know hit the ground running and are thinking all the things that they need to do, especially with all these planets in Libra and the back and forth is going on. You may feel some cray, but this is being still, having a realization, having some insight. This is coming not from your brain and figuring it out. This is coming from your higher self and revealing something to you. Your guides may come through and suggest. You may have loved ones on the other side come through and give you a clear message this week. So looks like a lovely week for the Geminis, even though Mercury is retrograde. All righty. Cancers are next. Sun, moon, rising, or stelliums in Cancer. The nurturers, the healers. You may need some healing yourself this week, Cancers. It's all good. You can't always be the one to help heal everyone else. Sometimes you have to receive healing yourself. Okay, we've got the morality card, which feels like you're not feeling your best. This card can feel stuck. It can feel shut down. You don't have your normal chutzpah around you. You could definitely be feeling communications go down, and you could feel like the sourpuss or someone else in your life is. You may be confronted with legal issues, documents. This card can represent someone being in jail. You may deal with a relative or someone you love who's been arrested or be put in jail, or someone may be behind bars, or it could be just symbolically feeling stuck or behind bars. This card can also represent, this card comes up a lot with people who've been sexually abused or sexually molested, or are in a relationship where no sex is happening, or are not in a relationship so no sex is happening. Like it feels like it's not going to be very good in the bedroom this week, Cancers. Just saying, oh well, it doesn't stay forever, but it definitely feels like it's more intensive than usual, especially because the moon is going to be moving through your sign this week. So that can feel intensive. So just breathe more deeply and more often this week. The conditioning card is the second card I'm pulling for you. It definitely looks like a difficult week. This card has a story. The lion as a cub falls in with a pack of sheep. So around him are sheep his whole life. And he's restless. He doesn't understand why everybody else is just content to eat and sleep and shit, basically. Like, that's all really. And he's super restless. Doesn't know why. He's all anxious. Till one day another lion spots him in the middle of all these sheep, and he's like, dude, come here with me. Takes him to the nearby water source where he sees his reflection. He's like, oh, I'm a lion. Okay, I get it now. I can see why this wasn't working for me. So this could be messages in the person or the people that you're around. This could be in your personal relationship. This could be in your work relationship. This could be in a circle of friends. It could be family members where you're like, yeah, we're not in the same tribe. Especially with this energy together, you may get a clear signal. No. This is not working for me. This person, this relationship is not working for me. This situation is not working for me. I'm not in my right place. This is not the place I should be in. There's a big, huge reveal this week about coming up against a wall, but then being able to see over the wall is what I'm getting as well. And having a realization that you're trying to push yourself in a direction that you need to maybe stop, turn, and go a different direction, right? Pause, get direction from your higher self, your higher guides. But this could be where you see it all come up and you get the information that you need. And maybe you're not making the choices or the decisions or the changes this week, but you're seeing the, oh, okay, I see the writing on the wall. I'm not looking at it with rose-colored glasses anymore. Not going to try to make it be something it isn't. I'm going to take a cold, hard look at my life and just go, okay, this is where it is. This is what I need to shift. This is what I need to change, right? You can't change your environment. All you can change is you. And whether you stay in your environment or with the person or not, shifting something on the inside is how you shift the outside, always. All righty. Leos. Sun, moon, rising, and stellium in Leos. If you have a stellium in Leo, most likely you're on the stage some way in your life. You know, you are performing in front of others. You are leading the crowd. You're doing public speaking. You have your group of friends all following your lead. You know, you're natural leaders, naturally passionate about life. If you are enjoying what you're doing, if you're not finding passion with your life, you're not doing the right thing. You're not with the right people. You're not with the right job. Okay, you too have the conditioning card. This just came up with the Cancers. So this story, I'll tell it again in case you didn't listen. This lion as a cub falls in with a pack of sheep. So his whole life he's around sheep. They're sleeping, they're eating, they're shitting, and he's restless and doesn't understand why. Till one day another lion spots him with the sheep. He's like, dude, come with me. Takes him back down to a nearby water source where he sees his reflection and realizes, oh, okay, I'm a lion. I'm not a sheep. No wonder. It makes so much sense. So this card comes up when you're not in the right environment in some form or fashion. You're not in the right relationship. You're not in a relationship where your needs are getting met or that you're simpatico. You're not in the right job situation. These people are not my people. You're not living in the right place. You're not hanging out with the right friends. You're not in the right family. It's a call to listen to your voice, your higher self, and take yourself elsewhere. It's usually an action is required with this card. Remove yourself from your environment. Your environment is not conducive to your best self, and move yourself into a new environment. I'm going to see a second card for you guys. This one is much better. This is the Lovers card, right? So this is following your heart. It can also be loving yourself, inner child love. It can be really, 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 there's a lot of people going, oh, self-love. And no, what does that mean? How do you put self-love into action? How do you really love yourself? What does that look like? What does self-love look like? Self-care look like? Ask yourself that question. How can I turn up the volume on self-love and self-care? How can I love myself more? This could literally mean you run into someone that you feel love and passionate about. You could be in a relationship with someone you love, and the communication can be just really beautiful this week too. So there's two different stories going on. It's a situation where you need to remove yourself from not your kind, but also and this may be hand in hand. To truly love yourself, you need to remove yourself from a situation that doesn't really work for you, right? Self-love leads to love showing up in your environment. So, and there could be a coming together of, divine love, of, the highest level of love that you can have with another person on the planet. Could be, you could meet someone this week where that is what it feels like. It's like, oh my goodness, I feel like the potential to really be unconditionally loved is fabulous here. Or you may be turning away from the people that aren't your people to the people where you feel loved, because when you feel loved, you do your best life, right? When you love yourself, you have the best life. When you love yourself, you attract love into your life. All righty. So Virgos, you guys as well, Virgo, sun, moon, risings, and stelliums. You also will normally feel Mercury retrograde kind of stronger than the rest of us because you're ruled by Mercury. So it can be difficult to make plans, move forward in your life when you've got Mercury retrograde. It's really not recommended to sign contracts or begin new things when Mercury's retrograde. It's time to go back over contracts, go back over things that you've signed. All right. let's see what's going on in Virgo world. The burden card. Are you taking care of too many people? Virgos love to help, love to be healers. You may be having burdens that aren't about people. It could just be, work is a burden. Your finances could feel like it's a burden. House cleaning could feel like it's a burden. This can often, though, mean that you're carrying the weight for someone else. And because the guy's carrying the other person, right? And just feeling exhausted because you're doing too much. Again, if you do too much for too long, you can end up in ill health, dis-ease. You can create disease for yourself doing too much too long, especially if you're realizing this is not working for me. I just can't put my foot in front of the other. And it may just be an exhaustion level of energy. You just may feel wiped out. And like you've just been doing too much, too long. You're going to school, you're working, you're helping other people, you're in a relationship. It feels like you need a break. You need a rest period, respite, step away, say no. I know I said I'd do that for you, but I'm really not going to be able to do that. That kind of energy could definitely be coming up for you. The rooster on top of his head is making a lot of noise, and it feels like whoever this person that you're carrying that you shouldn't be carrying, maybe like just loudmouth, maybe, cocky, quite literally with the rooster energy here. And so, Virgos, sometimes you're a mutable sign, so you can like be working around other people. Oh no, you go ahead. This feels like a situation where you need to like step away from this person that's extra loud, causing you extra stress in your life, putting extra responsibilities on you. I don't know. It's all this kind of energy. Let me see what another card is for you guys. The sharing card. Again, the healing, nurturing, you love to help. So, when it feels good and it's in balance in your life, to give to others, to share with others, to bring someone else the light, to help feed someone else spiritually or literally, great, do it. If it brings you joy, if it makes you feel good, definitely, definitely. If it starts to feel like a burden, no, right? So what does it feel? What is your intuition? This could be completely different situations too. Well, in this situation, I'm tired of dragging this person around. Oh, but I'll give freely to my children or this person. It brings me joy too. So it's tuning in and paying attention to your own inner signals. Like, don't override yourself right now. It feels like your higher self, your intuition is really trying to get you to look at the people in your life and where you're putting your energies and reevaluating that this week. So that's what I'm seeing for the Virgos this week here. Now for the Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, or stelliums in Libra. You may be feeling the Mercury retrograde as well, extra strong, because Mercury is retrograding in Libra. So, and the sun is in Libra and Mars is in Libra. So you may feel personally, this could be go time for you with the sun and Mars in Libra. It's like, all right, forward, ho, let's go. It could be a really great time. Mercury retrograde too. You can be going back over things that you thought of and haven't gotten to before. You started writing a poem and didn't finish. You're going to go back and finish that. You started writing a song. I'm going to go back and finish that. Oh, I started that project. Go back and finish it. Like that could be some of the energy, how it shows up for you guys, Libra, this week. And the success card is coming up. This feels really good. Positive energy, accolades, getting the promotion, getting the new job, getting the new relationship. This tiger is on the globe, so it can mean international news. You can make plans to travel. You can get good news from someone that's somewhere else on the planet. The guy here is riding the tiger, so maybe symbolic of like taming the tiger somehow in your life. Yeah, but it's positive. It's good news, celebration, things to be grateful for. It feels like there's surprise incomings, like surprises this week that you didn't expect. So that feels really good. Let me draw a second card for you, the Rebel card. This is the Rebel breaks through chains. It's not just trying to rebel to be, you know, a teenager that's, you know, got the middle finger up to the parents in the world. This is like, this isn't working for me. You can't hold me back. I'm going to do this. It's like really getting your energy together. It's moving forward, breaking the chains that bind you. These could be self-limiting, you know, where you're limiting yourself, self limitations. You may be breaking through those chains this week. I'm not going to limit myself. I'm not going to be limited by you. This could be standing up for rights. You know, it could be going to protest. It can say, no, you can't do that. That's not right. There's conviction in this card for sure. So together, between the success and the rebel card, like, ooh, it's a powerful week for Libras this week. There's a breakthrough energy here, I'm feeling, and like, hallelujah, yes. And seeing the light, I'm seeing this flame in his hands too, so I feel like there's like having some reveals, seeing the light, you know, just like, oh, just celebration. And like, you can't stop, unstoppable. You're unstoppable this week, Libras. That's what I say. Like, get out your way. You're coming through. Don't try to stop me. Don't try to say, tell me no. If it's feeling right, go for it. That's what I say. All right, Scorpios. Sun, moon, rising in Scorpio. You guys with 3 totems. The scorpion, of course. Everybody's familiar with that. And most people are afraid of Scorpios because that's stinger. But Scorpios can also be the phoenix, death and transformation. Most Scorpios I know really go through it. But if you really listen to your intuition and really plug into spiritual things, transformation is possible many, many times over during your lifetime. You probably reinvented yourself over and over and over again. And the highest symbol for the Scorpio is the eagle, which has the perspective from above. You can see objectively, you can look down, and you can be flying, right? And be able to go, oh, okay, I see that. Like, have a lot of inner wisdom and guidance for others. You wise sages, you're the best secret keepers of the zodiac too. Tell a Scorpio not to tell someone, zip, lips are sealed, pretty much. The creator card is coming up for Scorpio. So this is your ability to manifest what you want. Are you clear about what you want, right? Maybe you need to stop and get a vision for your future. It could be what you want for the rest of this year. It could be what you want for the next 5 years, for the next 10 years. This is about, what do you want to manifest? And how do you manifest? We all have that creative energy, the ability to manifest whatever we want, right? The blocks to that are usually internal. We manifest by what we believe. If we don't believe we can do it, ain't no way possible. You cannot override a negative belief and manifest in a positive way. Because if you do, it won't stick around. So if to shift, you got to really do I believe I deserve a loving relationship? Do I believe I deserve success in my work? Do I believe you get the drift, right? What's your inner talk? Is your inner talk aligned with what you want to create in your life? You want to create prosperity, but you're always thinking, oh, I can't afford that. No, I'm broke. Oh, I don't have enough money for that. Like, what's your inner thoughts? Are they aligned with, I'm abundantly blessed, I have all that I need, I can manifest whatever money I need, right? What comes out of your mouth? Listen to what your speak is. Is it aligned with what you're trying to manifest in your life? Or like your inner thoughts, does it contradict what you're actually trying to create? And then what actions are you taking towards your goals? Even if it's to stop and meditate and visualize what it is that you want. It's super important this week for you guys to get a vision for what you want for your life. That's what I'm getting. I'll draw a second card. The sorrow card is coming up. So this may be processing some grief this week. The sorrow card is, and you can just feel kind of at the mercy of feelings, just feeling overwhelmed, feeling like nobody's there for you, feeling like you're alone in a world. This can be deep inner struggles. So even the creator card with this, you can are you thinking, I'm depressed, I'm so sad. You may literally have lost a loved one. And so you're going through the stages of grief, which in case you can't rush that. But are you stuck in a depressive state and you're having difficulty envisioning, no, I want to manifest happiness for myself. So we can get on the pity pot and stay on the pity pot. So this is just, and if you're feeling sadness, dive into the sadness. If you really dive in and you're present with it and feel it and let it come up and out, you won't stay stuck in it. Scorpio, you guys are deep dark waters. It's a water sign. You have to keep your emotional body flowing. You have to keep your physical body moving. Like if you stop, you get stagnant. You can easily get stuffed up with negative emotions because you're water sign. So I would say get in the bathtub, get in the shower and cry. Let the feelings come up and out. And then you can feel this sense of relief afterwards. If you're trying to keep it at bay and push it down and don't want to acknowledge the grief or sadness, it can really take you down. So acknowledge the feelings, let them come and go, let them move up and out. Just don't stay stuck there. And if you are stuck there, you may need some help getting out. Like if you've been in this place for a while now, that may be time to get some help from the outside world. Therapy, pharmaceuticals, Bach flower remedies, essential oils, there's acupuncture, Reiki healing, lots of different healing modalities. Listen to your intuition about what you may feel guided to do to feel better emotionally on the inside. All right, Sagittarius, sun, moon, rising, or stelliums in Sagittarius. Tell it like it is, Sagittarius, tell it like it is. Open mouth, insert foot. I know a lot of Sagittarius that are like that. It's okay. You can usually trust that a Sag will tell you the truth. Not every sign, but Sagittarius will usually, if you ask them, will tell you the truth. And sometimes when you don't ask, this card's come up 3 times today. The success card is coming up. This is good news, celebration, party. You may be invited to literally go to a celebration. This is, like I said, good news. This lion is on the planet Earth, so you may get good news from another place on the planet. You may decide to plan a trip or travel to some other place on the planet with the tiger here on the globe. The tiger is the source of the ride here. So this is taming the tiger in some way. So being able, maybe if you've had something out of control, out of balance in your life, that you get that into balance, get that into control this week. It feels like it's a wonderful week for surprise events to happen. Say yes to parties and public events, it feels like this week. The schizophrenia card is coming up for y'all. This is feeling divided down the middle. It doesn't mean that you've got some certifiable mental disease you might get medicated on. This is usually when you feel torn down the middle, right? There's 2 parts of you. This can usually indicate where there's a need to separate away from something or someone. A decision needs to be made and you just can't decide, in which case batting it back and forth is not going to be the answer. Going within and listening to inner guidance is the answer. This card comes up when relationships are separate, when people are separating in relationships, even if it's on an energetic, like you go to your room, I'm gonna go to my room, we're gonna stay apart for this week. This can indicate when there's a move happening. I'm gonna move from this house to this house. I'm separating from that neighborhood, I'm going to this neighborhood. I'm separating from these people, I'm going to these people. There's a big shift happening. And you may not get the clarity this week. You may really be batting with all this Libra energy and Mercury retrograde, maybe batting things back and forth and not be ready to make the decision. So there is some good news, some wonderful things on the horizon, but you could also feel torn down in the middle this week as well and feel like I need to choose. I need to make a choice. I need to make a decision of some sort. So, yeah. I always ask when I'm trying to make a decision and I can't get the clarity, I ask my guys to show me, make it really loud and clear for me. Show me 3 times so I know which way I'm supposed to go, what the right decision is. So go within, ask yourself that question, throw it up on your guides. Hey, show me. reveal it to me, and then pay attention to the incoming signals that you get for a sense of direction. You can always contact me for a reading and we can dive into these two different things and weigh them out. Okay, well, it looks like if you go to Cleveland, this is what's going to happen. If you go to Boston, this will happen. If you stay in the relationship, it looks like this. If you get out of the relationship, it looks like this, right? Everything's potentiality. We can look at that. We can sort through things like that. Okay. Now the Capricorns, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Stellium in Capricorn. You natural leaders, you. Problem is people don't always want to follow you. What's up with that? All right, the healing card is coming up. So this is like healing in mind, body, and spirit. You may be helping other people to heal. You may be needing some healing yourself. It could be literal, like on the physical level, like your stomach's upset, your sinuses are all clogged up. Are you having allergies this week? I am. I live in Austin, Texas, though, and fall pollens are crazy right now. So there could be, head congestion. There could be also healing of the heart that's going on. This is a positive card. So you're receiving the healing that you need. If you're needing that, you're finding the right supplements, you're finding the right hands-on healers, you're finding your way to the right doctor, you're healing your heart. It feels like there's a healing of your heart, like lifetime of feeling unloved, and maybe now you're feeling loved. And so that feels really beautiful for Capricorns. Let me see what else I see for y'all this week. Ooh, and the harmony card. There's definitely healing coming through relationships for the Capricorns. This can mean a literal relationship that you're in where you're just like getting this beautiful healing vibe. This can also be sensing a relationship coming in. You don't have it yet, but your third eye is, you feel like these double dolphins, this represents relationship harmony. Your heart is calling to you that there's someone coming in. You may be psychically connected to someone that's crossed over or that's not physically present or that you haven't met yet. You may be just getting psychic signals. Again, there's an emphasis on the heart. I feel like the heart is being healed this week for Capricorns. Like there's a big shift on the heart front this week that feels super positive. And maybe in other relationships that you're creating and finding harmony where there wasn't before, and there's healing in your relationships in general, maybe not just in a particular personal relationship, maybe in many relationships you're having healing, or a particular one that matters to you. It's a really beautiful energy going on this week for Capricorns. And like, you guys are earth signs. You like to have the practical and logical and the stuff that you can tangibly feel. This feels like it's more on the intangible level this week. And so you may be sensing it intuitively, feeling it in your heart and your gut and your stomach. But it feels like you're being unfolded and definitely loved in spirit. There are people who love you for sure, and you're feeling it this week, Capricorns. All righty, Aquarian, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Stellium in Aquarius. Let's see what's going on for you guys this week. The ripeness. So this is the potential for fruit on the vine. It's time. It's a timing card, and time is now, or it's in the near future. If you've been asking about the timing of when, it's like now. It's about to happen. It's time to launch your dreams, go after your plan, have your person come in, start that new job, start that new art project. It's like the information is coming in. I feel like the timing is like before I'm seeing the new moon over here in the picture. So we have a new moon, not this coming week, but the following week. So it feels like by the new moon, there's something new beginning for you that's super powerful, something you've been wanting to have or something you've been working on coming to fruition. So that feels really positive. And we have the politics card. Politician is someone who shows you two different faces, neither one of which are who they really are. So this could be dealing with someone who's not telling you the truth, who is lying to you. So heads up around that. If you feel in your gut someone's not telling you the truth, listen to that. I also can feel like there's this snake type energy. This is definitely someone who's toxic. So you may be moving away from someone You or maybe need to move away from someone who's toxic. Or if you've been wondering, is this person telling the truth? I'm saying, no, they're not. They're lying to you. It could also literally be dealing with politics. You may be contacting someone that's in politics. You may be deciding to run for an office of some sort. You may be protesting some sort of political decision that has happened. But politics, and it may be you that's not telling the truth to someone else too, and like, I don't feel safe enough to share. I mean, sometimes you're not telling someone the truth not to be a liar, but because you don't feel safe telling the truth, in which case, remove yourself from that person. At any rate, there is some positive energy of new things beginning, and some heads up, watch out. There's someone or something in your environment that is not to be trusted. So don't say I didn't warn you. All right, and then we have the Pisces. You have the sun, your moon, rising or stellium in Pisces. This is for you this week. The consciousness card, or I like to call this the Buddha card. This is a call to spiritual practices. We all have a Buddha nature within. We all have a Christ self within. We all have a higher self, divine self, whatever you want to call it, creative intelligence. This is saying tap into your higher self, step away from the ego and the struggle emotionally, logically, rationally. This is your higher self knows the answer. Your higher self will be confirmed. Your intuition, your inner voice. This is like, if you've been thinking, I need to start meditating, this is a confirmation. Oh, indeed you do. You're Pisces, guys. You have to. Your spirit, you're the most spiritual, most evolved sign of the zodiac. It's the 12th sign of the zodiac, right? So you are the evolutionary sign. You're supposed to have wrapped up all the learnings. We all go through cycles. We all have all 12 signs, even if our sun is our moon or whatever. Like, we all have all the signs within us. But you guys are the spiritual teachers, the spiritual gurus. Often Pisces are natural counselors. People come to you, whether you do that professionally or not. People want to seek out your advice and counsel. If you're up in your head too much, if you're in your emotional body too much, which you can be because you're a water sign, you can be all emotional. You get your best clarity for yourself and for others when you have taken the time to step away from your emotions, step away from your brain. When I channel, I like to envision that I'm sliding my mind aside, sliding my emotional body aside to be a clear and open channel for others. You might want to try that just in meditation. Like, let me just slide my brain over. Let me slide my emotional body over. Let me feel what the cursing pulse of the divine energy that permeates the universe feels like operating my system. It's a lovely feeling. Okay, and the second card I'm drawing is the mind card. There's definitely something that you're batting about trying to, this is why this card has probably come up. You're probably spending too much time trying to figure something out. Something is making you feel a bit cray-cray. Mercury retrograde this week is definitely emphasizing this stuff, right? So this is the antidote to this always, right? We're in this state of mind. We need to step away and step into this, right? It's really that simple. May not be easy to do, but it's a simple process. You don't have to stay in the smokestack brain here and trying to chew, right? Stop, step away from the problem. Again, slide the mind aside. And the answers that you're trying to figure out will come to you once you stop struggling with them, Pisces. That's what I get. All right, that's what I have for all 12 signs. Hopefully you've gotten something out of it this week. Again, let me get some feedback. Let me know if you prefer to see the charts when I'm talking about it, or it works better for me just to tell you about the transits. I want to hear back. Do you like it? Do you not? What are you liking? Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already to my little baby YouTube channel creeping up there. I got, I think, 117 subscribers now. And I don't really care about numbers. I just enjoy doing this work. And I am gifting the universe with these readings for free. So tell your friends, share with your friends, send them these links. I'd really appreciate it. If you see these on Facebook, make sure you like and comment on them. I'd appreciate it. And remember, I'm doing daily mini 1-minute readings on my Instagram and my Facebook page. I'll put my links to those below as well, or what they're called anyway. So have a great week. Heads up, Mercury retrograde. Dive into your spiritual self, dive into meditation more this week, and you'll be able to navigate the choppy waters of Mercury retrograde.